Hello, fellow travelers. Trey Tracy with Magnolia Travel Group, and I wanted just to take a few moments to give you my take on my first river cruise. So here's a little feedback I have for you if it helps you trying to consider whether you want to take a river cruise or not. First of all, anybody that knows me well enough knows I'm a big cruiser. I'm a fan of cruise life and stuff, but up to this point it's been ocean cruises. And I knew I would probably fall in love with a river cruise, but I did not know how much I would absolutely love it till I took one myself and got to experience it firsthand. My clients that I send on river cruises all come back loving it. People that I've got booked who have never been on one yet are very eager to take one themselves. So I knew this was going to be a great experience, and I was not disappointed. And I'm on the Avalon Waterways cruise line, specifically the Avalon Expression, and there are a dozen different types of cruise line companies out there when it comes to river cruises, different itineraries and such. So I know it's going to vary by cruise line, it's going to vary by itinerary, but this was specific to my cruise, which was the Northern Voyage. Actually, it was the Avalon Waterways Active and Discovery, and I'll talk about that in a little bit more in a minute, but the Active and Discovery Northern Voyage from Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam. So, why did I choose Avalon? Well, first of all, Avalon to me is a mid-level as far as when it comes to price point, but a mid-level luxurious cruise line. They don't skimp, and I feel like I got the right amount of luxury without paying that real high luxury price tag. So the beautiful staterooms, the panorama suite staterooms, where your bed faces the big wall-to-wall door, glass door / window that you can fully open versus facing a wall. The bathroom with the granite tops and the tile floor, just it's very luxurious feeling without that full luxurious price tag. So, and I've been very impressed with Avalon as a travel agent selling their products, selling their sister companies Globus and Cosmos. Many of you are familiar with the Globus escorted tour brands. I've been very just impressed with the company overall. And so the active and discovery portion, let's talk about that for a minute. So not every one of Avalon's cruises are considered the active and discovery. Some of them are considered a classic version of the river cruise, but the active and discovery, so what that means is you basically have 3 excursions in the morning and 3 excursions in the afternoon. Totally different excursions in the morning from the afternoon. One of which is going to be an active, meaning you're going to be pretty go, go, go. The discovery is going to be more of we're going to learn a whole lot, and hence the name Discover. And the third's going to be your typical classic excursion, and that you're going to find pretty much on every cruise line. And the one thing I will say about the Active and Discovery, which I absolutely loved, is that you're not going to find that be compatible for a lot of people who have trouble with mobility issues. Just at least not the active portion. And in this cruise, I've found that there's not many people on here that have disabilities and mobility issues. And so that's got to take that into consideration when you're planning a river cruise. Is it an active and discovery type river cruise? If I have a lot of mobility issues, then you might want to look for more of a classic, traditional itinerary. Now, one of the things I have absolutely fallen in love with river cruises, because the more I have cruised, the more I like smaller cruise ships. I don't like these large cruise ships that are going to hold 6, 8, 10,000 passengers. It just is not for me anymore. I like the smaller, intimate ships. I like the fact that we only have about 160 passengers and probably about 40 or so crew members on here. What that means is it is a very intimate experience. We have really gotten to know a lot of people on this cruise. You really become friends with them. You want to sit with them at dinner. You get excited when you find out they're on your excursion with you. And really by day 2 and day 3, you're best buds. And you know, once you leave here, you'll probably stay in contact with them. And from my clients that I have sent on these river cruises, I know they have experienced that same feeling, that they've made friends for life. And to me, that is huge. That's what travel is all about. Having those experiences and meeting people that you would not meet otherwise. And so that to me is big. And let's talk about food for a minute. The food quality, you know, when they first brought the food out the first night, I thought, well, these are pretty small portions, but it was pretty deceptive. You get your 3 and 4 course meals rather. So you get your appetizer, then you get a soup, and then you get your entree and then a dessert. While I thought they were really small portions, they were the perfect size portions because I left satisfied. I did not feel gorged or bloated or miserable or anything like that. I felt satisfied with the portions they gave me. And so that was nice. And I'm sure I probably put a pound or 2 on because I have eaten plenty on this cruise, but I've also done a lot of walking, so maybe not. So that's a big deal because for a lot of people, cruises are about the food. Yes, there were certain foods that I liked more than others. There's some that I just didn't really care for. But all in all, I thought the food was good. Was it the best? No. Was it the worst? Absolutely not. But I was satisfied with the food. I was very pleased with the food. I had really no complaints about it and such. Now the crew, let's talk about the crew. One of the things that can make or break your cruise could be the crew. Every crew member you come into contact with, at least here on this particular cruise, at least with this cruise line rather, they make you feel like you matter. They take the time to know your names. We had one of the ladies at the reception, and she knew we were travel agents coming on this cruise, mainly because it was on our file. But I walked up to the desk and she was like, "Hello, Mr. Tracy, you're in room 211, right? You're a travel agent, right?" And she wasn't even looking at the computer. She had the people memorized. Our wait staff, our room attendants, everybody quickly gets to know your name. And I know it's mainly because we're a small crew, I mean a small passenger rather, of about 160, but still, that's turning over almost every week and a half that they're having to learn new folks. And so the fact that they take the time to really get to know you matters to me. Knowing somebody's name, in my opinion, just goes a long way. So I do think that has really hit home for me. Now the excursions, there were some that I certainly liked more than others, some that I thought were absolutely boring. That's going to happen with any kind of cruise, whether it's a river cruise or an ocean cruise. But the thing that I like about it is, again, the intimacy of these excursions. You've gotten to know the people that are in your group real well already. You get local guides who are certified, who are trained, most of whom live in these cities that we have stopped at. And they want you to know more about the history in the town that you're visiting. And yes, some of them were a little bit more rushed than others, but all in all, the quality was really good. For most of the excursions, they're included in the price of your cruise. They have optional ones that you can pay a fee to do, and that's fine. I did pay for a couple of them, and I thought they were well worth it. And they were ones that I absolutely wanted to do, so to me it was worth paying for it, no matter the price. So, you know, and there's people that choose not to get off the ship, that either they go explore the city on their own, and I've done that some, or they choose to sit on the ship the whole time and just relax, taking a book or whatever, and teach their own. But I think the excursions, to me, are a very different vibe and a very different speed versus an ocean cruise. So I really think it's well worth it and such. And the cities that you stop in and the views that we've been taking in are just absolutely beautiful. Now, I know the different cruise lines have different forms of entertainment at night, and unlike an ocean cruise, You do not have the big shows at night. Obviously, there's nowhere on a river cruise ship to have a big theater or anything like that. So we have the lounge where everybody hangs out, and we've had some entertainment, mostly been piano players and singers come on and stuff. But I tell you what, I've not missed it. I thought I would miss it and be bored on here. My typical day has been sleep until about 7 in the morning, local cruise ship time. Get up, get dressed, go have breakfast in the main dining room. Come back to the room, brush teeth, get my camera gear, get my bag, and head on out either to explore the town or get on that morning excursion. Come back in time to have lunch in the main dining room, or you could go to the bistro and be a little bit more casual, but I like to be waited on. That's part of the fun of being on a cruise, but get waited on, have lunch, and then get ready for your afternoon excursion or your adventure in town. And then you come back, rest for maybe about 30 minutes, freshen up, go to the evening happy hour, because the last portion of the happy hour is where you have your daily briefing of here's what tomorrow's going to be like with the excursions, here's what you need to know, what have you. And then you go to dinner, and dinner's a very slow pace. You're not rushed through it. So we've taken anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours at dinner, but we're enjoying our food. They're not rushing us. We're enjoying the company that's with us at our table. And then by then it's 9:30, you're ready to go to bed or go hang out in your room. And that has been a full day and you're tired. And that's fine. I haven't felt the entertainment. I have gone up to the lounge a time or two for the evening entertainment, but I didn't feel like I was missing anything. And that's not to knock the entertainment. It's just, I was tired. And so I didn't feel like I needed the entertainment. And I just don't feel like that's as big of a miss on here by not having that. Like you do have on the big ocean cruises. Now, who's a river cruise not for? I would say is not for children. Some of these cruise lines are going to have a minimum age, but there are no kids activities on here. There's no kids clubs or anything like that. You don't have kid menus, and it's just not designed for children. Teenagers, yes, I think teenagers who are very much well-experienced travelers, parents and families who raise them to really immerse themselves in unique experiences, I think would enjoy this. And and I really thought this would be a bunch of old folks on here. And yes, the population on this cruise has been older, but there have been quite a few young couples on here, younger than me, and we've all mixed well. The young mixed with the old mixed with the young, and everywhere in between. We have all mixed well, like we're all one big family on here. So I really feel like there is a stigma with river cruises that it is for old folks, and I just think that's a bad stigma because it's absolutely not true. I think it could be for all ages of adults. But I don't know that I bring young teenagers on here, older teenagers for sure. If you have a lot of mobility issues, again, you just need to be cautious of which itinerary you book to make sure there's going to be things and excursions that you're going to be able to do. So you really need to talk to your travel advisor about that. And I would probably say add either a pre or post cruise tour on. I didn't do it for this cruise just because of the time of being away. I didn't need to be gone that long, but I've talked to a lot of folks who are either doing a pre-cruise extension or a post-cruise extension, and they've absolutely loved it. And I've talked to many people on here that this is their first time, and I've talked to others that they have been on a river cruise 3 and 4 and 5 times, and specifically they've cruised with Avalon the whole time. So I think that speaks well. And I will say I think a river cruise is certainly for someone who has done the ocean cruise thing and looking for a unique experience, looking to try something new. I think it's an excellent opportunity for someone who wants to come explore Europe, see multiple countries, and only unpack one time. I mean, we've been to Switzerland, we've been to France, we've been to Germany, and we've been to the Netherlands. 4 countries. I think that's 6 different cities we've been to on this cruise. Unpack one time, same bed every night, and I really think while river cruises seem to be a little pricey, the value for what you're getting is phenomenal. getting just about all my excursions that I want for free, getting a nice hotel room, really great quality 4-course meals, and at the meal times and the happy hour times, all the alcohol, the wine, soft drinks are included in your cruise fare. Only outside of those times do they charge you for those. And if you've really been to Europe and have not seen this part of Europe, along the Rhine River or the Danube or whatever other river cruises that are out there, and there are plenty of them out there, I just think that's something very unique, and I will definitely be back. I know of a couple over the next couple of years that I want to do and want to bring family with me. So I definitely will be back. I'm sold on it, and it didn't take much convincing. First night I was hooked with this, and again, I know I'm talking a lot about Avalon, but that's the cruise line that I really enjoy representing. I sell them all. I sell Viking, I sell Ama, I sell Scenic, Emerald, whoever. I will sell them if that's the one you want. But I've been very super impressed with Avalon. I've got a great support team with Avalon, and in fact there were 4 different corporate employees from Globus, which is the parent company of Avalon, on this cruise with me. 2 of them are US based, totally different departments, and 2 other are business development managers in the India market, and became friends with them all. Hope not to have to ever call upon them and abuse the power of having friends in the corporate office with the cruise line now, but I know I've got that because that helps me help you, the client, when there's things that are going to happen. So all in all, I have absolutely loved a river cruise. Oh, and one last thing. Ocean cruises seem to fly by. I think partly because most people are partying and drunk half the time and they just go by fast, but I will have been gone for about a total of 9 days by the time it's all said and done. And it really feels like I've been gone 2 to 3 weeks because I have taken so much in. It's a much more laid back and slower pace. So I will say that's a big difference, in my opinion, between an ocean cruise and a river cruise, is the pace feels so much different, and it makes it feel like it takes longer to complete than a ocean cruise. And some people may like that, some people not. But all in all, I've absolutely loved this river cruise. I love this brand. I will continue selling this brand. Again, we'll sell other brands, but this will probably be my go-to brand if somebody comes to me saying, which brand do I recommend? But I do highly recommend that you please use a travel advisor, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else. I prefer it be me, but if it's somebody else, that's fine. But use a travel advisor. You're going to pay the same price whether you book it direct with the cruise line or you book it with me, the travel advisor. The difference is I'm going to help you with everything. I'm going to navigate you through the processes. I'll help you with your air, make sure you have all your documents, everything that you're going to need. So would love to help you. I hope this video, I know it was kind of long, but this was kind of my full review of the cruise line, and I could talk a whole lot more, and I would love to share a whole lot more with you and talk more about excursions and the excursions that I did and what I liked and what I didn't like, and more. And so if you want to know more, reach out and contact me. If you want to talk about booking an excursion, go ahead and schedule a complimentary consultation call. I'll put that link somewhere, probably down in the description, what have you. But I would love to talk to you about some more. I could talk to you about it all day long. And I don't know that you're going to find many people who have been on a river cruise that did not enjoy it. I think everybody has come away thoroughly enjoying this. And I would love to see you enjoy it too. And I would love to be the one to help you get on board. So thank you.